Checkpoint 4 will be very useful in helping you review your slides, making sure that they are following the rubric for multimedia and communication. In other words, if you do the things that are in checkpoint 4, which is the multimedia presentation tips, which I will show you where to access from checkpoint 4, you will be sure to do well on the part of the grading that involves your slides. So if you scroll down, so in other words, you don't really have to do anything on checkpoint 4. The work that you will do will be on the presentation draft. If you have completed the slides, then you need to use this to review, make sure that your slides are as professional and presentable as possible. So if you open up the 12 tips for creating effective presentations, it's a really good guideline on how to make a PowerPoint presentation that's engaging, that's interesting, and that gets to the point so that your audience is involved and that they're engaged. I will not be reading everything that's on here. You should, if you haven't done so. I will focus on the main points due to time, and also so you have an idea of, if anything, what your slides should look like. So first thing is making sure that the design of the template that you use does not have additional logos or distractions or things that do not need to be there. This is examples of what your template should not look like, and this one is what it should look like. Take a time to go through each one of these subtopics or each one of these pointers and see if you can figure out what to do and not to do. So the ones that have this mark means that your slides shouldn't look like that, and the ones that don't have are the ones that your slides should more look alike. Ensure your template promotes readability. So we cannot quite read the text on this one, but these are more legible. The font that you use, Times New Roman and fonts like that, will make the slides blurry. So choose these other fonts, and there are other options. Make sure that your font is not blurry when you click to present. Make sure that your fonts are 24 points or larger. If you're not allowed to do this, that means you have too much information on your slides. Again, this is important, 24 points or larger. And if you make your font 24 and it does not fit, that means you have way too much information on your slides. That information should go in the notes section. Photos should be the best quality as you can. Obviously, the bigger the photos and the better resolution it has, the more attractive your PowerPoint will look like. Use abbreviated sentence. Do not use full sentences like this. You can use quotes, but don't have a paragraph on your slides. Whatever you want, put the paragraphs down in the note and paraphrase that in very small sentence or idea, and then that should go on the slide. Do not use too many bullet points. This one is the next level. It says do not use headings unless you really have to. That's a tricky one, but it makes sense. If you can get straight to the point without using the header, maybe the audience will pay more attention wondering what's going on in the slide. So do not use headings unless you have to. At this point, I would say use it if you have to, but if you can find a way of not using a heading in a slide, that also create a more powerful slide. Using animation and so on and videos, that could be distracting too. So Try to shy away a little bit from that. Highlighting the most important information. Make sure that whatever is in your slide that needs to stand out is actually what stands out. So less information, but highlight the more important one. And creating a handout, that's really going the extra mile. And number 12, yes, be passionate about your topic because it will make whatever you do so much easier. Again, remember that most of your information, your paragraphs, will go where it says notes on the bottom, and you really should be using your pictures and few sentences to present the idea that you need to present. I'll be putting up a video on an example of what your slides should look like. So pay attention to that one.